Coverage of the FA Women's Continental Tires League Cup semi-finals tonight as Arsenal host Manchester City. Well, tonight an opportunity for one team to take a step closer to silverware. Inaugural winners in 2011, Arsenal are hoping to reach the final of the League Cup for the first time since 2020. The current holders, Manchester City, though, stand in their way, and they are hoping to reach their 6th League Cup final. Well, this is the players arriving a little bit earlier on today ahead of this crucial semi-final tie. Arsenal hosting Manchester City. They've met plenty of times before, and the last time these two sides met in the semi-finals in the League Cup was back in January 2020 when Arsenal knocked out Manchester City by 2-1. Well, delighted to be with the former England and Manchester City goalkeeper Karen Bardsley. What are you expecting from this game? Because it will be high stakes for both of them.
Hi, Payne. Yeah, no, it's going to be a fantastic game. I think there's just two teams that are kind of at different stages of momentum. I think obviously City have been really steady over the last few weeks, and I think we've seen some opportunities missed on Arsenal's side. So I think tonight's going to be a great tactical and technical battle. It's going to be really exciting.
Well, Arsenal, winners of this competition a record 5 times, welcoming the current holders Manchester City to Meadow Park, a place in the Continental League Cup final up for grabs. Well, let's have a look at the two teams then. For Arsenal, it's 5 changes from their goalless draw with West Ham in the Women's Super League at the weekend. January signing Sabrina D'Angelo, Victoria Pelova and Catherine Kuhl all start for Arsenal. As for Manchester City then, it is just the 2 changes since their win over Leicester City in the league. Sandy McKeever replaces goal. Alana Kennedy comes in for Steph Houghton, who dropped. Well, Arsenal were frustrated at the weekend, a goalless draw with West Ham. Manchester City, though, stretched their unbeaten run to 16 games in all competitions, a 2-0 victory over Leicester City. And tonight really is going to be quite the battle, and a couple of key players to look out for tonight as well, Karen.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if we're going to start with Bunny Shaw from, the form that she's in, she's been tremendous. And while we're seeing Leah Williamson, we'll shift to her. But she's obviously played, in the midfield a little bit more often. We've seen a great range of passing, and she's such a versatile player that brings that leadership and that depth to this squad. So she's been absolutely pivotal in the absence of quite a few of the Arsenal squad. But, who knows? We've seen Leah Walty's back in the squad, so there could be an opportunity for her to come on later through the game and maybe drop in back line. And as for Bunny Shaw, she's been on top form. She's obviously the WSL top scorer at the minute, scored on Saturday, and she's definitely going to be Manchester City's main threat. She's so strong in the air, and it's just going to be interesting to see how Arsenal cope with that service into her tonight.
A nice packed-out crowd tonight ahead of this semi-final of the League Cup. It will be Arsenal get us underway, and you can see the fans are already getting excited for this one. And the final checks being made. The referee this evening, Abigail Byrne. Both teams hoping to take a step forward and closer to silverware. The final being held at Selhurst Park, home to Crystal Palace, beginning of March. Both Arsenal and Manchester City currently Avalon points in the Women's Super League. Gareth Taylor, the Manchester City manager there, hoping that getting into the final will really catapult their season. But before kick-off, the players from both teams take the knee. be Arsenal to get us underway in this League Cup semi-final between Arsenal and Manchester City. Both teams hoping they can reach the final once more. They've enjoyed success in this competition on multiple occasions. What are you expecting from both teams tonight, Karen?
I think it's going to be a really exciting game. I think that both of these teams are going to try to feel each other out. It's going to be a tactical masterclass, I'm expecting. I think, you know, we've obviously seen that Leah Williamson's already taken a position in the back line, but she's been given that freedom and that versatility to kind of move into the midfield. So I'm sure we'll see some ad hoc adaptations as we go. But Jonas Eidevall is obviously well known as for his kind of tactical nous and his positional, you know, nous, I suppose, in terms of his approach to this game. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting nonetheless. I don't want to say I'm going to see so many goals. You know, maybe I'm a little bit biased in terms of Man City and all, but yeah, I certainly think it's going to be really, really exciting tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
There is the Arsenal captain, Kim Little, and now Leah Williamson. It's been Reuter and away by Alexandri. Leah Williamson, who's had to move into a little bit more of a midfield role, especially because of a couple of the injuries that Arsenal have been dealing with. As you mentioned earlier, Karen, Lia Volti back on the bench for Arsenal, though. Here's Hasegawa. Cross to Kasparé. Now Angeldal. Angeldal trying to get away from Frida Marnum. They couldn't quite hold on, and Arsenal able to tidy things up. Raffaelli gives it away. Angeldal again. Manchester City looking for an early attack. Kelly, inviting cross, but it's cut short by Wubben-Moy.
That's a great start for Manchester City. You can see that both teams are feeling each other out, both looking to dominate possession early on, but we've seen some uncharacteristic mistakes here in the back from Arsenal. But yeah, nonetheless, it's Wubben-Moy coming through and obviously like just tidying things up.
Well, she can smile about it, Chloe Kelly. Kick the corner flag instead of the ball. Hasegawa. Put away by Arsenal, but Manchester City will continue their threat going forward. Kelly again, but McCabe in the way this time.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really interesting battle tonight. I think both teams are very, very physical in terms of, especially Katie McCabe, and going up against Chloe Kelly off the back of, you know, her recovery from injury and stuff like that. You know, I think it'll be a mental and physical challenge as well.
There's Alana Kennedy, who's one of the two changes for Manchester City since their 2-0 victory over Leicester City at the weekend in the league. Castellanos finds Hemp, back to Dana Castellanos. Greenwood. There's Kasparé. Angeldal to Hasegawa. Raffaelli was stood in the way, but Kennedy coming straight back for Manchester City to try and get it forward. Kelly. Angeldal. Cross comes in from Kelly and punched away by D'Angelo. It's been an opening 4 minutes or so of pressure from Manchester City. Eventually, though, Arsenal have been able to get it forward, and this is a big chance. Laura Wienreiter has an opportunity on goal. Wienreiter! Big save from McKeever, but an early opportunity for Arsenal straight away.
That's a great save from Sandy McKeever. She does really, really well to anticipate, well, to kind of start to address this ball from Weinrother, and the position that she takes up, she hasn't got any time to kind of close angle down any further, so she decides to take up a fairly high set position and slightly wide just outside that 6-yard box and makes the goal as small as possible. So fair play, Sandy, well done there.
Well, Wienreuter with the chance for Arsenal. McCabe will take this first corner kick. Delivery straight through to the middle, almost landed to Williamson, and Kaylin Ford, who tried to get the strike away, couldn't quite get the connection she wanted.
Yeah, I think the Manchester City backline are going to have to be aware of that quick transition and that direct long pass that kind of breaks that back line. I've seen a lot of willing runners from this Arsenal side, and you know, Cool is one in particular. I think that Manchester City are going to have to keep an eye on, particularly around the back shoulder, those center back splitting runs. That's going to be key tonight.
Well, the Arsenal manager Jonas Eidevall said in his press conference that of course Arsenal would prefer to control the ball, but he knows the reality might be a little bit different. They have been under quite a bit of early pressure from Manchester City in the opening couple of minutes. Certainly has come at quite a good time, this match, really, hasn't it, between the two? They're level on points in the Women's Super League, and they play each other at the weekend as well.
Yeah, it's going to be full on. It's really exciting, you know, considering that Manchester City didn't get off to the best start this season. But I think the best thing of all is that you just want to see the competitiveness of this league grow and grow and grow. And what else is also, you know, really exciting about these two teams in particular, they just play some great football, so it's a lot of fun to watch.
There is the Arsenal manager Jonas Eidevall. He was appointed in June 2021. Williamson forward, but just hit Bunny Shaw, who has stayed down for Manchester City. Wienreuter tries to collect for Arsenal. And the play will be stopped just to check on Bunny Shaw.
You know, what I've noticed already from Arsenal is that they're playing very, very narrow, and obviously looking to ensure that it's as difficult as possible for Man City to dominate that central channel, which they're so used to doing. So I imagine to kind of counterattack that, we'll see probably a little bit more directness from Manchester City going forward. But an interesting start, especially with Leah kind of back in that back line.
Well, I think Bunny Shaw just took a ball to the face, so it's never a nice feeling, is it, when that happens, especially when you get one coming at you with that pace on it.
No, definitely. I mean, she's used to putting her head on the end of it, not the other way around, right?
Gareth Taylor taking this opportunity to have a couple of words with his players. What for you has changed for Manchester City since the start of the season for them to go on this long 16-game unbeaten run?
Yeah, it looks like Manchester City are growing in belief. I think it looks as though they're more confident in their partnerships and relationships with each other. I think we have seen a lot of chopping and changing, particularly in the back line, but I think bringing in Yui Hasegawa, she looks really calm and confident on the ball. She's always available. But a lot of players that maybe were on the fringes in the past few seasons have stepped up, with the likes of Laura Coombs, and kind of settled down that midfield as well. So, you know, and obviously a few more players are obviously scoring, but Chloe Kelly's been back on the pitch and playing really well, and the last few games getting on the score sheet. Same for Lauren Hemp, she's starting to pick up her form, so I think it's about peaking at the right time.
Well, Bunny Shaw is back on the pitch. Here's Wienreuter, who we saw just moments ago the replay of that chance she had. One with the goalkeeper, Sandy McKeever. Wubben-Moy. Little playing it forward. McCabe to the feet of Kuhl. There's Wienreuter again. And Palova wants it. Greenwood gets there ahead of her though. Winroiter was a January signing for Arsenal last year, and she signed from Hoffenheim. A couple of new additions to the Arsenal squad this January too. Here's Bunny Shaw for Manchester City. Chloe Kelly's to the right. Finds Cosparet, but Katie McCabe steals that ball away. Winroiter. Pelova. A little bit of trickery to try and get away of that tight spot. A couple of Manchester City players surrounding her. She made her Arsenal debut in the League Cup quarter-final win against Aston Villa, Victoria Pelova. She also scored on her first start for Arsenal in the FA Cup against Leeds in the January, and making her mark early on in Arsenal colours. There is Kennedy. Ball forward, will be chased down by Hemp. Actually a delightful ball, and just tried to take Sabrina D'Angelo by surprise, Lauren Hemp.
That's a lovely ball from Alana Kennedy. And like I said, I think they recognize early on that they're sitting quite narrow, Arsenal, and it's almost like a false press. But yeah, what a wonderful ball into that channel. And I mean, that is cheeky from Lauren Hemp, and it nearly came off. So I love that about her. She's got such great awareness, and she takes a snapshot before she puts her head down to make that contact with the ball, and just a bit more on it, and that could have been nestled in the corner.
Greenwood.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing here from Arsenal in terms of their patience and their build-up in the press and understanding the triggers and who goes. And you know, you're seeing Catherine Cole kind of set that trigger and started a potential transition for Arsenal here.
Here's Caitlin Ford. Let's go away from Hasegawa, able to pick out Winroiter. Pelova. Back to Williamson. Marnham. Force back to Wubben-Moy. Picked up by Bunny Shaw though. This is Kelly. Wasn't allowed to hold on to the ball for very long. Raffaelli coming in for Arsenal, and now McCabe can drive forward. Trying to get that ball through to Caitlin Ford, but Kennedy had the answer. Hasegawa, quick ball over to Chloe Kelly. Gets away from Catherine Kuhl. Kelly with the ball in and headed away by Marnham, picked up by Pelova. Kim Little can settle things down for her Arsenal side. It seems that the attacks are coming in from both sides, but just that finishing product.
Yeah, exactly. I think, you know, it's sometimes you're kind of waiting and letting the ball fall, and sometimes you just need to get your body in the way and shield it. And, you know, I mean, it's a good selection in terms of that cross from, you know, it was hung up nicely from Chloe Kelly, but yeah, the runs were either late or too early. You know, you just kind of need someone to just time it and wait until you actually see what Chloe Kelly actually delivers, because sometimes I think if you do anticipate it too much, you just completely miss the opportunity. But, you know, like I said, both teams feeling each other out. I think big shift there from Catherine Kuhl down that down the Arsenal left-hand side to recover in that transition with Chloe Kelly. And I think this is just going to be a game full of physical, fast transitions and opportunities.
Raffaelli. Hasegawa. Kelly finds Angeldal. Alana Kennedy. injury, he tried to hold on, but comfortable enough though for Manchester City at the back.
I do think this is where, you know, Manchester City have been caught out in the past, you know, either not paying enough attention to make sure that you're nice and tidy in the real simple habits in terms of back foot receive, shielding through the midfield, because when you're playing against teams like Arsenal, you're just not going to have the time on the ball to take big touches. And then again, another example.
Here comes Frida Maanum for Arsenal. Maanum looking for the cross. Couldn't find anyone to get on the end of it. McCabe will collect. And the foul from Cosplay onto Katie McCabe, and Arsenal have themselves a free kick.
Yeah, it's a bit clumsy that from Cash Fry, and I think, you know, you got to be really careful with Arsenal. I think they've got some really good physical like targets, particularly in the likes of Wouba Moy, but then also, you know, they're really tricky as well. So I mean, looking for disguise, second phases. So yeah, we've seen Manchester City get exposed from wide set pieces and corners in the past. So let's hope that defensively they're a bit better organized this time round.
There's Frida Maanum to take the free kick for Arsenal. And straight into the side netting. She's claiming that she saw a deflection. The referee had other ideas.
You can hear though that she's been a big hit at Arsenal, hasn't she? Fans are already singing her name.
And Frida Maanum, their current top goal scorer this season, 10 goals. Of course, Arsenal missing 2 key players in Viviana Miedema and Beth Mead. Both out with long-term injuries.
So fascinating to see that move late on in the transfer window as well for Alessia Russo.
There's McCabe with that ball forward, and Caitlin Ford very nearly got on the end of it. Greenwood to Castellanos. And put under a little bit of pressure by Wienreuter. Hemp. There is Wouba Moy. What do you make of the defensive line that Arsenal put in, having Leah Williamson coming back into that back three, Laura Wienreuter and Katie McCabe being allowed to go forward a little bit more?
I think it suits them. You know, I think it suits their game plan against City as well. I think both teams are quite happy to kind of, well, obviously they're going to want to dominate possession, aren't they? But I think they understand where both weaknesses lie from either side. I think from what it looks like, Arsenal have understood that there's going to be space in behind the fullbacks, and they're quite happy to let their fullbacks and wingbacks get forward. And I mean, it says a lot about their confidence in their back line as well, with Wouba Moy and Leah Williamson, in terms of the communication, like the presence, killing those counterattacks. So yeah.
There's Bunny Shaw. Now Kennedy. Hasegawa forward to Angeldal, but she runs into trouble, which was Wouba Moy, and Arsenal have the ball back. Kim Little. Palova. Raffaelli. Taylor, the Manchester City manager, saying if they can get to a final, it will be a catalyst for their season. Do you agree with that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think off the back of my experience with this particular competition, it can set you on the right foot for years, if you'd like. I think it was the first trophy that we won back in 2014, and I think it gave us so much belief when we won it. We were playing against Arsenal with the likes of Keira Walsh in our squad that essentially was matched up with Kelly Smith for 90 minutes, and she was outstanding. And that kind of put Keira Walsh on the map for us. But yeah, in terms of our future progress off the back of that, it set us up for a good 4 or 5 years of amazing development.
Alexandria across to Hemp. Greenwood. Castellanos couldn't hold on. Arsenal have won the possession back. Marnham.
It's great though, isn't it? I think to your earlier point around, the three in the back and allowing the wing backs to get forward, it kind of allows Arsenal to kind of get more numbers forward and create more passing opportunities to dominate through the different channels and the different thirds of Man City. We're seeing a lot of short combinations. I mean, Kim Little's putting in a shift already to go and support those wide players as well. But the rotation from the midfield, seeing Palova drop in or seeing Catherine Kuhl drop in, or it shows a lot of versatility and belief in this Arsenal side.
And Greenwood won it back for City. This is Hemp. Gets past Wienreuter to Alexandri. Kennedy goes to Kasperij. Picks out Bunny Shaw. Shaw holds on to it despite Marnham trying to get in the way. Alexandri's there. Kelly. Chloe Kelly goes from distance and grasped by D'Angelo. Well, those are the threats that Chloe Kelly can bring.
I mean, we've seen her nestle that in the top corner. She loves to cut inside and, put some whip on that as well. And I think it's kind of what the game needs a little bit. I think we've felt the momentum shift back and forth, between Arsenal and City so far. And I think a few shots and just kind of testing the keeper is going to start asking questions of Arsenal, in terms of getting up to the ball and pressing. Does that mean that spaces are going to appear to slip in through balls for Bunny Shaw? But yeah, I've been impressed with Bunny Shaw, speaking of her this season already, and her hold-up play. I mean, it's been so much better this season than what I've seen in previous. So yeah, big, strong forward. Really impressed with her.
Bunny Shaw is Manchester City's top goal scorer, 17 goals in all competitions, which is way more than any other player in the team have got. And a crucial player in turning Gareth Taylor and Manchester City's season around after a bit of a stuttering start. Kelly spotted the early run of Bunny Shaw. And Little. Asagawa.
Again, it's that quality, isn't it? Just kind of missing those opportunities to get control of the ball and really start dominating the opposition.
Here's Williamson. Marnham. Chased down by Kuhl. Caitlin Ford it came to her with quite some pace. Don't think she was expecting it that quickly.
No, it certainly came out of quick, didn't it?
Kelly. Angeldal. Finds Hemp in space. Lauren Hemp weaving away inside the penalty area. Back out to Hasegawa, picked up by Angeldal again. And just lifts it over.
And again, I think both teams have recognized that that space is going to start appearing behind those fullbacks. I think that's Lauren Hemp's bread and butter every single day. But yeah, it just looks as though every time when she does cut inside Lauren Hemp, we're just not quite ready at the edge of the area. I think either Bunny Shaw is not quite sure where it's going to come, or Diana Castellanos is kind of arriving late and a bit reactive. So yeah, perhaps we can be a bit more proactive in the communication and delivery.
Kelly. Hasegawa to Kelly. Angeldal was making herself an option, but Kelly with the cross. Back out to Alexandre. Now Hemp. Hemp turns to get away from Wienreuter, finds the cross to Bunny Shaw, who took it first time. Not a bad effort, just couldn't quite find the target.
Yeah, it's, she's a bit off balance when she receives it. She's kind of leaning back, but she does really, really well to kind of make the contact. But the space that Lauren Hemp's created for herself to get that cross off is fantastic. I mean, she's got such good close control, and that's a lovely little ball that's set up for Bunny.
Well, Arsenal almost causing a moment of anxiety for themselves. Manchester City putting the pressure on. Neither side been able to break the deadlock yet. I've liked some clear-cut chances, really.
Yeah, they have been a bit kind of, I think, well, obviously Chloe kind of got one on target, but most of them on the whole have just been, yeah, not high-quality opportunities.
Castellanos. Stolen away by Williamson. Kasperé. Sandy McKeever making her 7th appearance in Manchester City this season. Alexandre, cross to Castellanos. Now Kasperé. Again, Kasperé up against Raffaelli. Not quite on the same page, those two.
Yeah, that's a shame. I think just moments like that do kind of keep creeping into this Man City side. I think what we've seen thus far is kind of shifts in waves of momentum and confidence from both teams. And I think Man City started out really, really strongly, looking the better of the two, but again, we're starting to see that confidence kind of creep in again from Arsenal, so it's kind of fun to watch that ebb and flow.
Castellanos. Angeldal. McCabe. Pelova. And Kim Little. Wienreuter. Little again. Moy across to Williamson. He's trying to chase that one down. Well defended in the end by Manchester City.
It's lovely. We're seeing a really nice fluidity from Arsenal in terms of their rotation through the midfield. I think we saw Ford go out right, and then obviously Pelova go through the middle at one point. And they're really asking a lot of questions of the Manchester City back line. I think it's quite clever. They're opening up the gaps, and the spaces are starting to appear in between the ranks.
It's in by Wienreuter. Pelova picks out Kim Little. Has to squeeze her way through into the penalty area where Marnham was, but Arsenal go again. Wienreuter. Hemp. And a clever bit of trickery to get past Finn Reuter. Hemp finds Chloe Kelly. Kelly. And skies it high.
Again, I mean, it's really well done from Lauren Hemp to recognize the body shape of Raffaelli. You know, when she gets her heads up and takes a look at the shape of the back line, and she kind of realizes where the space is going to start up here. And Raffaelli is in the middle of a turn as she starts to rotate, and it creates some space for Chloe Kelly because Lauren Hemp realizes she's not going to be able to get out to the ball. So again, those little habits and little details are what make Lauren Hemp such a fantastic player.
Moy. Bunny Shaw. This is Castellanos. I suppose really Bunny Shaw is one of the players that Manchester City haven't really been able to include.
Her the opportunity to get on the ball, denying her that service. So I think typically what we have seen is, you know, that's coming from the likes of Lauren Hemp or Chloe Kelly, or I mean occasionally from the center back if you want to go direct. Every once in a while you see her drop in, you know, as almost like a false nine or a target, but she's honestly just an out and out number 9. Loves playing with her back to goal, likes the occasional run through. But yeah, I think Jonas Eidevall will have this team, this Arsenal team, drilled so well in terms of how to effectively, you know, mitigate that threat that she provides.
Raffaelli. Rodal got there just ahead of Kim Little. And Rodal. Cross to Hemp. It's by Finn Reuter, but Rodal back to help. This is Hemp again, who tries to get through. And Referee says play on. Pullover. Cool.
Again, some really clever movement from Weinrotter and Pullover, essentially pulling in really narrow to draw Lang Alexandri from the Manchester City back line into the midfield for that run from either Caitlin Ford or even Kuhl to split the Manchester City gap in the center back, between the center back and the left fullback. And I think, like, I've seen Alexandri do that several times this season already, and I think that's something that City are certainly going to have to be aware of throughout the course of this game.
Pullover. And Reuter. And Little there to help out. Williamson over to Wubben-Moy. She was clipped by Chloe Kelly, and Arsenal get themselves a free kick.
I love this little battle. It's going to go on all night, you know. They're both so cheeky. I absolutely love it. They'll be just giving back and forth to each other. I think that's what I miss from being retired, I reckon. Just those little cheeky things that go on the pitch that no one really knows about. All the smack that everyone talks.
Did you do any of that?
I mean, I'm not going to say I've got any.
Yeah.
I'm not got like a whole lot of like insults, you know, kind of up my sleeve or anything like that. I did have a bad moment once, but we're not going to go into that.
Oh. Now that you say it, everyone's going to want to know what it is.
I know. I was just in a bad place. Let's just put it that way, okay?
And confirmation there that Chloe Kelly was booked for that challenge onto Katie McCabe. Here is McCabe. Finds Kuhl. Sagawa. And in control back from Manchester City. McCabe. This time the free kick will go for Manchester City. They foul onto Angeldal.
I think, to be fair, the referee's done pretty well to kind of stop the petulance at source. Yeah, you don't want to see that get out of control. You don't want to see anyone get injured or have the referee take control of the game. But yeah, the press from Arsenal is really fun to watch. It's, I think both sides just kind of teasing each other with setting traps and, you know, do we, don't we? I mean, there's a prime example of, you know, a side diamond that's not quite ready and the ball's played too early, and Katie McCabe is ready to anticipate that before Chloe Kelly's even received the ball. So both these sides like really feeling each other out, and yeah, I've really enjoyed watching Palova and Ford already in terms of what they're setting, when to go, when to threaten the back line, when not to, because that threat's obviously going to drop them off and then create that space in front of the back four for an opportunity for the likes of Kuhl or Frida Maanum to get on first and seconds or even a service.
For a player that's come in through the January window, how quickly do you have to adapt to your new team? Because you haven't really got that pre-season time to get to know your teammates. What's it like?
It's hard. It is. It's really hard. Like, I've only had to do it like a few times in my career, but it's difficult. You have to, you know, get to understand the level everyone's at, understand the technical aspect of what you're being asked to do, and the context and the environment in which you're playing in. So the likes.
Here is Caitlin Ford for Arsenal.
The likes of the WSL, obviously it's a highly competitive league, especially at the top. So yeah, it can be really difficult, and obviously Jonas Edevald is a really technically minded manager that's going to be very specific about the detail and what he wants to see. So yeah, it can be really hard. I mean, you see it in the Premier League, I think, all the time about betting in periods and things like that, and players struggling to transition.
Kim Little to Williamson. Palova. Williamson. Through the legs of Ford. Tried to be a little bit clever because she knew that Catherine Kuhl was there. Who'll be the happier of the two managers in this first half?
Ooh, I think they'll both have their moments of not being happy with things. I think the Arsenal manager will probably be the happier of the two, because at this moment in time, it kind of feels as though Arsenal are on top in terms of the most dangerous attacks that I've seen thus far. However, I mean, there's constant transition, so it's not like City aren't getting any opportunities. It's just that final ball.
Can hear the frustration in your voice. Here is Caitlin Ford. Arsenal hoping to break the deadlock before the break. Kim Little. Driving forward, gets back Casperay. Ford was there, but just couldn't quite get on the end of it. A dangerous ball that was flashed across the face of goal. Williamson collects again for Arsenal. And just bounces wide.
Again, it's kind of that second phase. It just looks as though there's some things disjointed in understanding where the outlets are meant to be when you do transition from defense to attack. But, you know, really, really well done. Really dangerous ball in from Kim Little across the face of the goal. I think I'm so sick and tired of calling it the corridor of uncertainty. Just call it the hallway of questioning, or I don't know. Need to think of a new one. Twitter world, help us.
Yeah. Very short. Again, couldn't quite find Hemp, and Leah Williamson holds on to it for Arsenal. comes Caitlin Ford. Over is helping out, as is Cool. Comfortable enough though for McKeever. A reminder that the other semi-final, West Ham against Chelsea, is happening tomorrow night. Kick-off time, 7:15. There'll be coverage of that game too. West Ham certainly on the up in the Women's Super League, held Arsenal to a goalless draw at the weekend.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. That was a strange game, but I think you have to credit where it's due. I think Mackenzie Arnold was exceptional in goal. Seen a lot of really good goalkeeping of late. It's awesome to see, I think, from the goalkeeper unit. I'm absolutely buzzing to see that.
I was wondering when the goalkeeper union was going to come.
Oh, you know it's always going to make an appearance if I'm on with you, Keane. Come on.
Wubben-Moy. Here's Reuter. Just be left ruining that chance that she had early on for Arsenal. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Good save from McKeever.
It seems like ages ago now. In a good way, in a good way. There's been a lot of chances.
Sagawa. Caitlin Ford getting in there to win the possession back. Wasn't quite the right pass from Marnham. Kennedy was allowed to tidy things up for Manchester City. And foul onto McCabe. Chloe Kelly has to be careful. She's already on a yellow card.
I don't think there's any intent in that. It's just a bit clumsy. I think both players are just trying to get to the ball, and it's just feet.
Cool. Sagawa standing in the way. This is Kelly again. Back to Cosplay. Back by Castellanos. Shaw on the turn, gets away from Wubben-Moy. Bunny Shaw trying forward, has to get past a couple of those Arsenal players that are surrounding her. Finds Kelly though on the edge of the area. Kelly finds the ball through. Castellanos tried to get on the end of it, but well defended though by Wubben-Moy to place it into the hands of D'Angelo.
Chloe Kelly again does so well to kind of roll the ball across her to get that extra space to kind of deliver across in, but I just want more desire for Man City to get forward and get in the box. I think Bunny Shaw obviously did so well in that previous run of play where, you know, I think she attracted 3 or 4 of the Arsenal defenders in midfield and another great ball, but again, missed opportunity.
Kennedy. Display, but McCabe playing it out. What changes do you want to see in the second half?
Well, I personally would like to see Manchester City kind of get back to those good habits, you know, like the real simple things about what creates a solid performance. So, you know, the first and second balls, there's too many times where I'm seeing Arsenal win the first challenge, but then also winning the knockdown as well. So it's the work that you're doing off the ball to put yourself in the best positions to kind of not only win possession, but also kind of create that transition a little bit quicker going forward. So, yeah, I just want to see a bit more desire in that final third, a bit more quality in that final third.
Passing over to Bunny Shaw. Here is Lauren Hemp. Hit it with quite a bit of power.
Oh, she was lining that one up. You could see her eyes must have been enormous when she saw that just fall to her, especially on her left foot. But it's a shame. I mean, there's a lot of bodies, but yeah, it just needs to be on target. Just test the goalkeeper a bit more.
Well, that will be that for the first half. Neither side able to break the deadlock. But there were chances at both ends. Probably one of the best ones coming early on. Caitlin Foord had an opportunity of her own for Arsenal. But Laura Wienreuter, right at the start of the match, going one-on-one with the goalkeeper, Sandy McKeever. Couldn't convert her opportunity, and Arsenal, who were hoping they could break the deadlock, weren't able to do so. The half-time score, Arsenal 0, Manchester City 0. Well, this was a lightning-quick opportunity for Arsenal, Karen, and Laura Wienreuter might just be thinking how she didn't score that early on.
Yeah, I think you have to give credit to Sandy McKeever, though. I think she made the goal as small as possible by taking a central route and just trying to get set nice and early and force the pressure back onto Wienreuter, which she did exceptionally well there, I think.
Manchester City with opportunities of their own as well, and Lauren Hemp, who spotted D'Angelo off a line, just tried to be cheeky.
Yeah, no, it's a great ball from Alana Kennedy, and it just sits up perfectly for Lauren Hemp and just didn't quite execute as well as she would have liked.
Chloe Kelly from distance, we know that she can hit them, and when she hits them, they always have some power and pace behind them.
She's certainly got it in her locker, that's for sure. It's just, again, she can do better than that. I think she'll be disappointed, but there's definitely going to be more in her, I think.
Well, Philippa Engeldahl also on the edge of the box. Saw a bit of an opening for Manchester City. Not quite the accuracy, though.
No, I think we're seeing this a lot, you know, in some of the previous games that we've seen earlier at the weekend, excuse me. I think we're seeing a lot of teams snatch at these opportunities, and they're not quite the high-quality opportunities that they want. And again, that's another example of being off balance, not really setting your feet. You're not really sure where the delivery is going to come from. Are you in too early? I mean, she's trying to swing her left leg at it, but her body weight is on her heel. It's really difficult to kind of get that torque and that connection.
Well, Lauren Hemp with a lovely bit of skill and good vision to pick out Chloe Kelly on the edge of the area, but her shot was lifted high up into the stands.
I think it goes without saying the chances are there, the opportunities are certainly there, but not on target.
And a good play to find Caitlin Foord coming in right in front of goal.
I always felt that must be so frustrating as a striker. Just the ball just won't come down. You can't get up there and kind of make as much contact as you like.
Well, plenty more action to come in the semi-final. We'll be back with second half action shortly.
She has to go back. Cross comes in. Hayley Rasso's there. It's in the back of the net. Hayley Rasso sucking the ball in at the near post.
Lovely turn from Leonardson Warner. Thought of shooting, may yet do so. Spinning away through and scoring magnificently. Frida Leonardson Warner at her brilliant best. What a season she's having.
City on the attack once again. Hayley Raso in through on goal. She can tap it past. So easy that for Hayley Raso. Manchester City 2 goals up within 12 minutes.
Gets the give and go. She's on the run here. Erin Cuthbert. And Chelsea have the ball in the back of the net. Final touch looks as though it may have come off of Sam Kerr on the way through.
They failed to score in across their last 10 in all competitions. It was a 5-0 defeat to Manchester United. It's Leonardson Mornham. No foul, and Leonardson Mornham finds the top corner. Frida Leonardson Mornham is just unstoppable at the moment.
Mary Fowler. Lauren Hemp with it now. Cross comes in. Bunny Shaw's there, and Bunny Shaw heads home. Manchester City have a third. Within 30 minutes, they're 3-0 up.
Pass, good one, and it's well taken down here by Lauren James. James is away, the cutback is good, and the finish is excellent. Kirby off at the bench, to back goal number 2 for Chelsea.
Blackstenius. Now Leonardson Mornham on a hat-trick, sets it wide for Ford. It's Ford. Caitlin Ford quite possibly secures Arsenal's spot in the semi-finals of the Conti Cup.
Bunny Shaw is on the attack here, into the box. Taps it to the side of her. Lauren Hemp's there. She dances past her marker. Curling ball in the back of the net. Lauren Hemp against her former club.
Spence will go for goal. It's an absolute rocket. Drew Spence against her old side with a late goal that won't mean too much for Tottenham Hotspur.
A massive mountain to climb goal-wise. Now Alexandri finding Lauren Hemp, who sends it back. Mary Fowler, how nonchalant was that? So easy for Mary Fowler.
Seems it back from France striker. Lovely cross in from her. Brynjarsdottir. What a glorious header from the West Ham talisman.
She wanted more, if anything. Italy with Spence. Chelsea have taken this one quickly. And they're into the area here. Spurs caught napping. And Kerr does get her goal. While they were too busy, Spurs arguing with the referee.
Find a breakthrough here. Deep in the pocket from Yui Hasegawa. Finds Bunny Shaw. Bunny Shaw finds Lauren Hemp. Lauren Hemp into the box. And it's 6-0. Manchester City have another. Lauren Hemp has another against her former club.
My first?
You bring me back to like memory lane.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory all the time.
Have you seen that?
Ooh.
Adidas, black, white stripes, that's all I've got.
Indoor, just Nike Tempos.
Like a black and green Lotto pair.
The first pair of football boots I bought from my neighbour for about £5.
Couldn't wear those again, but you know, at the time they were great.
And they were like Nike with the little wavy bits on. Not like the proper ones, just like cheap version.
A pair of Adidas that I really liked.
Adidas Supernovas. I think it was because Patrick Vieira used to wear them.
And my latest, Phantoms.
Nike Phantoms.
The last one, still Adidas.
The Mercurial Super 5.
These green X Adidas models.
On Nike Tempos.
My first phone was a Motorola flip phone, and you could only like fit 15 text messages on it, and one picture message would just wipe all your memory.
The Razr, Motorola Razr.
The chocolate LG little slide.
A Nokia. I think I'm not the only one who played Snake on that one.
Nokia 3210, the one with Snake on it.
Oh, what were they called? A Nokia 3310. Good old Snake. Currently got the iPhone, oh I don't even know, Mini 12, yeah, iPhone.
It's iPhone 13.
iPhone.
Yeah, I have an iPhone now.
iPhone 13.
iPhone.
Wow, my first car, first and last actually, a Golf, a white one. Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
First car was a blue Corsa, Vauxhall Corsa.
A Renault Clio. I used to love it.
Infinity.
I think it was a light blue Honda Civic.
My first car was a Toyota Yaris, grey one, and because I don't like change, I've bought another Toyota Yaris in dark grey.
And last is a Mini Countryman.
Mercedes GLA.
Benz CLA.
I remember going to see Space Jam when I was a kid with my dad and my brother and sister, Michael Jordan.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory all the time, probably like 3 or 4 times a day.
I would say Fat Albert. I watched it with my family. Probably not the first, but my most memorable one.
I'm all about romance. I think that must have been a cheesy one. And yes, a cheesy one, the last one as well.
And my last one, I think I watched Batman in the theaters.
It might have been Stillwater with Matt Damon. Have you seen that? I need to go to the cinema.
King Richard, the one about Serena and Venus, I thought that was really good, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Ooh, okay. First country visited, living in Canada, visited the US.
America.
Barcelona.
Portugal.
Bosnia.
Mallorca.
Last country I visited was Jamaica. No, America.
The US.
US.
USA.
And the last was Germany.
Zakynthos, Greek island.
First gig I went to.
First. Do you know what? I think my first gig was Blue. I used to love them. I used to fancy Simon Webb from Blue.
I remember I was supposed to go to James Blunt with my friends, but I actually didn't end up going.
I think my first was O-Town, this boy band, which was fantastic.
Actually, I haven't been to a concert. So I heard there's a lot in London, so I'm looking forward to that. I want to see Burna Boy live.
First concert was actually Michael Jackson.
My first and last concert, I've only been to one big concert, and that was Beyoncé, and I'm happy to have that as my last one.
My latest one was Adele at Hyde Park. I actually went with a few of the girls from here. Amazing voice.
I was supposed to go to Adele this summer, but I ended up going to America. Never made it.
Justin Timberlake.
Sinead Hartnett and James Vickery.
I wanted to play for Liverpool, I wanted to captain Liverpool. When I was captain, I was the youngest captain for Liverpool women, and it was a dream come true. I've wanted to be captain Liverpool since I was ever playing football, and I didn't think it would be possible at the age of 8 when I signed for Liverpool, and I made it come true.
It is Missy Bokers, born in the city, and scoring the goal which might just make absolutely certain of Liverpool's promotion back to the WSL.
Winning promotion's probably my best memory. It was nice to get a goal, and it was one of the best feelings ever. We deserved it, we worked hard, and that performance just topped it all off. To win Player of the Year, I was speechless, to be honest, because it was my first season playing week in, week out, and I had only broken the team in December, so it was half a season really, but I must have had a positive impact on the team to have won the award, and that meant a lot to me. I'm still young, I've still got lots to learn, but the players I'm training with and the opposition I'm playing against, if I keep improving, I've got a lot to offer. I think since Matt's come in, he's had a positive impact on me. He just tells me to be myself. He doesn't want me to change or act, or he just says, you be you, express yourself, and that helps me a lot because I'm quite a bubbly character and I've got quite a bit of personality and sometimes a live wire, and if he was to then say, oh, don't be like that, it'll take a lot from me as a person, and he's helping me week in, week out, and I think since he's come in, I'm improving loads. Matt's got a good balance. If we need to tell him, he'll tell us, but other than that, he's very good vocally. The way he comes across is brilliant, and the information and stuff he gives us is key, and in his first season back at Liverpool, we got promotion, so it shows how much of an impact he's having on me and the girls.
Set in towards Kerr! The spirit of champions.
This league's got some of the best players in the world, and to be the best, you've got to be able to play against the best. Every year the women's game's growing and growing, and it's exciting to see. You see in the Euros, the crowd and stuff they were getting. When I was a kid, I didn't think that would be possible. I just knew going and watching men's football and men's team filling out stadiums, but now it's proven in the women's game that it can be done. I want to represent England seniors, and there's a World Cup coming. If I have a good year, there's possibility I could get selected, so that's my next aim for this season.
Welcome back. Almost ready for the second half. Manchester City on their way out. Arsenal starting to come out too. Neither side able to break the deadlock in the first half, Karen Bardsley. What are you expecting to see from this second half?
Well, I'd love to see some goals. That'd be fantastic. Yeah, you know, I think, look, both teams have been pretty wasteful in front of goal this far into the game, and I think I'll be interested to see what kind of changes or substitutions either side make. I think both managers are, you know, have been criticized recently for their kind of late substitutions and taking control of the game from that sense. But yeah, I imagine we might see some around the 65th, 70th minute, just trying to, I don't know if you're going to try and rotate the squad, but just inject a bit more pace or a bit more quality, because I think that's just what the game needs at the minute.
A reminder that this game will go to extra time before possible penalties if it stays level. After the 90 minutes are up, both teams looking for a place in the final, which will take place at Selhurst Park on the 5th of March. So a big 45 minutes coming up for both Arsenal and Manchester City. Final checks are being made by the referee, Abigail Byrne. And it will be Manchester City who get us back underway in this League Cup semi-final. Chances at both ends in the first half. None of them able to break the deadlock. Here's McKeever across to Greenwood. And both Manchester City and Arsenal facing each other for the first time this season. They face each other twice in the space of a week. They meet again at the weekend in the Women's Super League. That game was postponed in the fixture earlier on in the season. This is Hemp. Angeldal, it's to Cosperey, to by Kelly, and Angeldal there again. She sees the space, Angeldal, and straight into the hands of D'Angelo.
It's again a good intention, I think, from City to get forward. Looks like they're on the front foot and they're really looking to take the game to this Arsenal side, but again, just really need to work the keeper. It's just too easy. I think if I was still playing, I'd be all right with one leg.
Here's Ford. Marnham. Williamson. For that decent delivery into Ford, but it was headed away by Cosperey. Picked up again by Belova. Put short by Williamson. Wienreuter across again, and Ford, off the crossbar. The whistle might have gone before that anyway, but early signs of danger from Arsenal in the second half.
That's a delightful ball in. It really, really is. Lovely shape on that from Wienreuter, and to get on the other side of Alana Kennedy from Ford, I think. That's a great little Aussie battle, that.
Williamson across to Marnham. by Kelly. Raffaelli coming in for Arsenal. This is Pullover again. Now Little. Cool. Wubben-Moy. Certainly is set to be an exciting second half of the season. Both Arsenal and Manchester City currently level on points in the Women's Super League. Manchester United just above them, and of course the league leaders Chelsea. Here comes Ford. Marnham is there. Williamson. Picked up by Little again and headed away by Cosperé. Angledahl tried to clear it for Manchester City, but Little has it. Raffaelli. Couldn't hold on to it, and Bunny Shaw with good feet to try and get that away from the Arsenal defender.
It's good from Arsenal, lots of numbers forward. They look like they're in control, and they're not really worried about that threat to the back line, because essentially if Bunny Shaw is receiving it that deep in their own half, there isn't one.
It was Manchester City who won the League Cup last season, beating Chelsea 3-1. Actually stopped Chelsea from getting the domestic triple last season. Pullover was trying to make a run forward, but flag was up.
Yeah, it's unlucky. Again, that's where the space is, and it's going to be something that I imagine is going to be exposed all night. But there's a lot of versatility in this front three that we're seeing from Pullover, Ford, and Cool. They look like they've been playing together for years.
Sagawa. Castellanos. Taken away by Little. Marnham. It's taken off the ball by Castellanos, and it will be a free kick to Arsenal. Castellanos is currently studying journalism whilst playing football. So she might be stealing your job soon, Karen.
Yeah.
In broadcasting.
I was going to say something I probably shouldn't then, but listen, I think if there are, women out there who want to get into broadcasting, like, it's a great time to do it. I've enjoyed it so much, and I'm coming after your job, team.
Here's Marnham. Wubben-Moy. Had to dance her way through, and it was Castellanos who stayed down after that challenge. See what Steph Houghton thought of it. She came all the way out of the technical area. And there will be a yellow card to Wubben-Moy.
Well, let's just say that, Wubben-Moy is not really one to shy away from a challenge. And, she's known as being a physical player, but yeah, ultimately, probably could have been avoided by releasing the ball a little bit sooner, but she doesn't seem that fussed.
Is it a help or a hindrance to play the same team twice in the space of a week?
Yeah, it's a weird one. I always felt like it was, it's really strange because especially in a situation like this where you have a cup and then you obviously have the league following, it's almost like I don't want to say a free hit because obviously there's something on the line, but I think most people would argue or agree that both of these teams are probably quite keen to focus on the league, you know, so preparing for one, you know, with a certain starting 11 and then making the adjustments for the league, I always found it just like really awkward. Do you know what I mean? You think, oh, you've got the better of one opposition or one opponent or one player in their individual battles and duels, and then suddenly you're facing against someone else and someone's made an adjustment and you have to adjust again. So yeah, I find it really, really awkward to play the same team twice back to back.
Hasegawa into the feet of Angeldal. Here's Kelly with the inviting ball in, looking for Bunny Shaw, but Angelo to it quickly. What have you made of the first couple of appearances for Sabrina D'Angelo, who signed?
You're just, get out of my head, stop it. I was just going to say, you know, she looks really comfortable. She looks really confident, although you know, she's not been tested a whole lot, but what she's done, you know, with a presence, with aggression. You know, she's not shied away from anything at all. I think in the first few moments we saw her come, you know, punch a corner, and she had to go through a lot of traffic. So yeah, I think she's taking it in her stride, that's for sure.
Raffaelli. Little to Williamson.
Now it just feels as though the tempo has kind of dropped out of this Manchester City press.
I suppose though the last thing that either team will want is an extra half an hour on top of this, knowing that they have crucial games coming up in the Women's Super League.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I don't know if that's been something that they discussed and how they're going about this second half already, but already we're not seeing, again, that injection of pace and the timing of the press in terms of when the ball is actually traveling. It's almost like City are arriving just a bit late, so they're not actually affecting Arsenal at all, and if anything, they're just creating more channels for Arsenal to play through.
Here's McCabe. Has to get past Gasperet. Waiting for help to arrive. In the end, settles for the throw-in. Palova. Nice movement from McCabe to find Kim Little. Picked up by Shaw, and Raffaelli holds on to it for Arsenal. Little again. Back across to Wubben-Moy. A bit more purpose to the play for Arsenal. This nudges Chloe Kelly off the ball, but the ball went out of play. Taylor watching nervously on. Castellanos. Cross to Hemp. It's away from Wienreuter. Hemp. Another delivery in from Hemp. Couldn't get on the end of it though.
It's hard to see from this angle just how close it actually was, but from where we were sitting, it certainly looked like it wasn't far off. But did Sabrina D'Angelo get a touch? Now, in the goalkeeper's book, I think you'd be happy to take credit for that.
Kelly and Alex Greenwood just some words ahead of this corner kick for Manchester City. We're hoping they can get Bunny Shaw involved in this threat. This is Kelly. Kelly with the cross. Bunny Shaw almost got there. Norman Moy, I think, was the player to it first. Hemp again. Back in, and it was a decent effort. Came thrashing into the side netting from Leah Alexandri. Back to Raffaelli. Norman Moy. Lovely ball. It was anticipated by McKeever. Castellanos. Hemp will try and chase this down to get ahead of Williamson. Barged into by Williamson. Hemp goes down, the two England teammates.
Oof. Yeah, I didn't really see that first time around. I thought perhaps it was a shoulder, but it looks like that momentum took that elbow right into Lauren Hemp's face, so hopefully she'll be all right. But it looks as though Steph Horton is asking for the physio to come across. But that previous run of play, you know, was well anticipated by Sandy McKeever as well, especially bouncing ball, maybe not on the strongest foot, but yeah, she dealt with it exceptionally well.
Definitely quite a bit of connection onto of Lauren Hemp. I think it might just be the upper lip that might be bleeding, so the medical team just making sure everything's okay.
It always looks worse in slow. Well, I don't know. It looked worse in slow motion. I kind of expected there to be a lot more blood, to be honest.
I wouldn't like that happening to me.
No, well,
that's for sure.
No, definitely not. On a cold night in Boreham Wood.
Chloe Kelly with the delivery, punched away by D'Angelo.
Again, well dealt with. You know, she had a lot of traffic come through and got really good solid contact on it. It didn't really swing too much, just provided a nice surface to kind of guide it on and saw it out to safety, so well done.
Arsenal ready to make a couple of changes. Stina Blackstenius and Lena Hurtig, the two ready to come on. Chloe Kelly weaving her way inside. This looks dangerous and just flashed across the face of goal. Angelo just needs a moment.
I wonder if that caught like it's like a pinky or something on the finger. Sometimes if you just kind of get like a trailing finger as you kind of try to tip it around the bar and make a save, you can just pull it and then really awkward position. Perhaps that's what happened there, but that does not look nice. Not comfy at all.
Corner kick taken quickly. Chloe Kelly dancing her way through again. Angeldal with quick thinking. A sign of a boot, just lifted it over.
Well, we're starting to see some more creativity, you know, come into the game, which I'm really excited about, especially in the Man City final third. Got a lot of really creative players, but seeing some substitutions come on.
Yeah, triple change for Arsenal, so will be Lotte Wubben-Moy, who's been replaced by Steph Catley. And Victoria Pelova makes way for Lena Hurtig. Stina Blackstenius is on, I think, for Catherine Kuhl. Here's Bunny Shaw. Bunny Shaw! That certainly was a testing effort. Bunny Shaw saw her opportunity and saw her space.
Again, she does really well to kind of receive on the move and turn and kind of shape up. But again, I feel like a broken record here, just lacking that quality, that ability to test the goalkeeper. Just put it on target.
Here's McCabe. Well-timed tackle from Kennedy. Angeldal. Here is Lena Hurtig. And started that goalless draw at the weekend against West Ham. Two attacking reinforcements for Arsenal with those substitutions. Here is McCabe. Delivery across, headed across goal, Hurtig off the woodwork.
What a ball that was in, by the way.
Back out it goes to Kim Little. Best chance of the evening.
What a fantastic delivery that was from Lena Hurtig. Just curled it into the, from Katie McCabe, pardon me. Curled it in. Oh, what an opportunity that was. I don't know how that didn't go in. I thought it was probably harder to hit the crossbar from there. But really well done from Caitlin Fjord to kind of shift the opposition around that back post and get it.
McCabe with the delivery, headed out by Kennedy. That may have just injected a bit of energy inside that Arsenal squad, that chance. Lena Hurtig coming on as a substitute, making an instant impact. Ford trying to dance her way past Alexandri. So Gower getting there just to place it for Bunny Shaw to clear it away for Manchester City.
Well, I think Man City dodged a bullet there, certainly. And I'm interested to see what sort of reaction Gareth Taylor has up his sleeve.
And there is confirmation it was Catherine Kuhl that made way for Stina Blackstenius. Here is Chloe Kelly. Kelly, headed away by Raffaelli, picked up though by Bunny Shaw, and Kim Little just got it away. Bunny Shaw has it again, tries to get through. Being crowded out though by the Arsenal defence. Here's Cosparet. Angeldal. Chloe Kelly moves McCabe out of the way. Cospelet on the rebound. Well, from one end to the other, it's now Manchester City who are starting to put the pressure on Arsenal. Hemp. Alexandri.
I wonder if today's or this evening's game is one of those where I think the players kind of understand that, you know, obviously what's on the line, but also are trying to do a little bit too much. Like, I think everyone understands that the game kind of needs to be taken hold of, and I think perhaps just trying a little too hard to do that.
Here's McCabe. Marnham. Across to Catley. Now Raffaelli. Stopped by Hemp. And across to Chloe Kelly. Manchester City moving forward in their numbers. Chloe Kelly from distance and fired it straight into the hands of D'Angelo.
Again, that's pretty routine for D'Angelo. So I don't know. I think when the ball changes hands in City transitions, like Bunny Shaw is quite deep, and there's no threat to the back line. So even, you know, when Chloe Kelly was transitioning forward, there were still 4 or 5 Arsenal defenders in a very happy position to defend that.
There's a bit of a battle between Greenwood and Blackstenius. Bunny Shaw travelling forward for Manchester City. She has Chloe Kelly ahead of her and just held back. So it will be a free kick to Manchester City, and it's the captain, Kim Little.
I think that's good gamesmanship from Kim Little there. Good professional foul.
Yellow card though. Free kick to Manchester City. Alex Greenwood and Chloe Kelly, the two ready to take it. A goal now for either team could be crucial. Greenwood with the delivery. He took a bit of a slip, but here's Bunny Shaw. Shaw again.
Again, I think we're just not sticking to the game plan. I think Man City have just kind of started snatching at opportunities, and I think there's an element of frustration creeping into the Manchester City game plan. They've kind of gone away from wanting to try and shift the opponent. And you can see, I think, levels of frustration probably on Gaz Taylor's face from what he's seeing.
Into space, but Hurtig was trying to chase him down. Did you just call him Gaz Taylor?
No. Is that why?
Instead of Gareth Taylor. Do you call him Gaz?
Yeah.
Do you?
Sorry. Did I just forget myself?
No, it's fine. You do you. You're on nickname terms.
Yeah, we're tight. Yeah.
Here is Ford. Space opening up now for Lauren Hemp. Charging at the Arsenal defence. Almost got there for Kelly, but that was a crucial interception from Catley.
was a teasing ball in, and you're absolutely right. That was a crucial touch from Steph Catley there. But again, good recognition of where the space is, and a good delivery, and a great delivery from Lauren Hemp. In fact, just curling away from the goalkeeper. And I think as a defender, you are gonna feel awfully uncomfortable running back towards your own goal mid-stride like that. So well done to Steph Catley there.
Hasegawa. There's Greenwood. Engeldahl. Almost tested D'Angelo. What was your nickname when you were playing?
Oh, I had
Manchester
too many.
City?
I can't mention them all on live television.
Then don't. Raffaelli. Took by Hemp. Castellanos. Allowed to keep going, but the block went straight into Raffaelli. This is Lauren Hemp again. Up against Wienreuter, just tried to roll that ball across. Comfortable enough in the end for D'Angelo.
And again, I think City are starting to look a bit kind of predictable in their attack, and yeah, I certainly imagine that some changes will probably start being made. Yeah, I'm actually really quite surprised at how little Sabrina D'Angelo has actually had to do tonight.
Here is Hurtig. Tries to get past Kasparet. Wins the corner. There will be a change for Arsenal. Kamal Moritz replacing Laura Wienreuter. Well, Moritz also started that goalless draw against West Ham as well at the weekend. McCabe having to wait patiently before this corner kick can be taken for Arsenal. McCabe with a delivery, headed away by Kennedy, out to Hasegawa, who clears it for Manchester City, only as far as Moritz. Well, we knew it was going to be a tight game. Did you expect it to be this tight?
No, I mean, I expected it to be a bit more intense, if I'm being completely honest, just a bit more transitional and maybe a bit faster pace. But yeah, no, it seems as though it's almost like a game of chess. It's just kind of like, if I'm going to do this, what are you going to do? If I'm going to do this, what are you going to do? And yeah, it's quite evenly matched in terms of the momentum shifts. You know, each team, Man City, Arsenal, have had their share of being on top, and I think the golden thread throughout this, though, is no one's capitalized on their opportunities. They've just not been clinical enough in the final third.
Just having a look at the stats. Manchester City, 17 shots. Arsenal have only had 7. Manchester City's 17 shots, only 5 of those have been on target.
Yeah,
one of those for Arsenal out of their 7.
That's the one, isn't it? The shots on target. I think there's the way that City plays, I think, and Arsenal, there's no shortage of opportunities that are going to get created. I think what we've seen of late, I think from both of these sides, that they've been wasteful in their opportunities, and perhaps they've not been as high percentage as they're probably used to. You know, the ones that get converted. I mean, we were looking at what before the game, and I think Bunny Shaw had an expected goal of, was it like 8.2? And you just think, of all the opportunities that she's had tonight, they've not been that high quality. So it's, I mean, fair play to Arsenal for probably nullifying that threat pretty early on. But yeah, I think Gareth Taylor's going to have to find plan B.
Well, this coming up to an important final 10 minutes of this semi-final. Arsenal, who are the record amount of winners in this competition, 5 times they've won it. Manchester City, though, the holders. Alexandre back up on her feet. She seems okay to continue. It will be a tense end to this game. Reminder that if it needs to, it will go to extra time before penalties if they come. So, there Alexandre won't continue. She is replaced by Leila Wahabi. McCabe. Nice turn from Raffaelli.
She's Brazilian after all, right?
Has to bring a bit of spice into the game, doesn't she? Blackstenius. A foul onto Bunny Shaw will be a free kick to Manchester City.
There's just no outlet. I feel quite frustrated, I think, for Bunny Shaw, you know, in terms of having to come that deep. I mean, she's probably 20, maybe even 30 yards at times, like in her own half to try and get on the end of the ball.
Of course, have their Champions League knockout stages coming up. The draw for that coming up soon. End of March is when those games will start to be played again. Here is Chloe Kelly. Tries to keep the chance alive. Asagawa. Back to Kennedy. Into the feet of Bunny Shaw. Best to keep it in, but it was difficult.
And again, I think we're just seeing a lot of uncharacteristic, like, quality mistakes on the ball from Manchester City.
Jen Beattie getting ready for Arsenal to come on. Changes. Leah Williamson will be replaced by Jen Beattie. It's now all 5 substitutes used for Arsenal. Ford was being held back by Lauren Hemp. Doesn't agree with the decision, I think, is what she's saying.
Something about an elbow. I think these moments, you know, when there's a bit of a lull in momentum, I think Chloe Kelly's just spotted it right there. I think these are the moments that you really, really have to be focused. It's a crucial stage. You know, you're heading into the 84th, 85th minute. You got to be focused.
Marnham. Moritz. They're down onto Hurtig. Ball crossed in. Hurtig again, couldn't quite get the connection. Back out to McCabe. There's Blackstenius on the turn. Super save from McKeever. Back out to Little. Hurtig misses it, and Manchester City can clear it away.
Exceptional save from Sandy McKeever there.
McCabe. McCabe. Ford. On to Raffaelli. Certainly Arsenal putting the pressure on Manchester City. Blackstenius. Moritz, Ford. Caitlin Ford squeezes through the Manchester City defence. Hurtig with the header.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I was expecting to see the back of the net bulge, but I almost can't believe my eyes. I can't believe that actually didn't go in, because there was absolutely no one around her. But what a ball in from Caitlin Ford.
2 big chances missed by Lena Hurtig.
I have to say, some questionable marking in the box there for Man City.
Marnham. Marnham again. Keeps going for Arsenal. Marnham. This time claimed by McKeever, who will hold on to that one.
I think this is kind of the pace that we were hoping to see throughout the entirety of this game, but it's certainly gotten a bit spicier as the final minutes have been starting to tick away. Lots of opportunities, lots of, you know, good movement off the ball. Also some elements of concentration needed, I think, from Man City in terms of their defending. The spaces are starting to appear, and you know, if Man City aren't clever, you know, a bit more intelligent about tracking and defensive organization, I think Arsenal could potentially capitalize on this.
Well, a word of warning, I think, to Chloe Kelly. She's already on a yellow card, so the referee just speaking to her. Kennedy's down at the moment. Really into those important final moments of this game. This was a potential penalty incident with Caitlin Ford and Greenwood.
Yeah, no, that looked to me like it was just essentially a 50-50, and both of them, I think, it's kind of turned their back. So, yeah, I can't imagine that's going to get given.
Well, the crowd here still in full voice. Arsenal have been on top in the last few moments, but Manchester City ready to make a couple of changes. Rasso and Steph Houghton, the two.
Yeah, I imagine Steph's probably going to come on for Alana Kennedy. She looks like she's really struggling with that. I imagine it's a calf cramp. I'm not really sure, but it looks uncomfortable.
So Steph Houghton coming on for Alana Kennedy. Hayley Rasso is coming on for Chloe Kelly. Hayley Rasso scored twice in the quarter-final win against Bristol City. 2 goals in 4 minutes, so she knows how to get them quickly and crucially. But it's Arsenal who have the free kick. McCabe with the delivery. Headed on from Catley.
Again, that's a lovely delivery. It really is. It's so enticing. I think anyone would love to get on the end of that. But it's just unfortunate. The connection wasn't quite there. Didn't quite have the power it needed or the directionality to beat Sandy McKeever.
McCabe is down. We are into 7 minutes of additional time. Stays goalless. It will be extra time and then penalties if needed. Hasegawa. Little forward, and this will be chased down by Blackstenius, who will look to get there first. Stina Blackstenius is in for Arsenal. Away by Greenwood.
Alex Greenwood did exceptionally well there to stay on her feet and continue to shift with Blackstenius. I mean, when you turn your hips and then you have to kind of come across and shift and change direction, it's really, really difficult to maintain that patience.
Hurtig with the cross. Away by Castellanos. And McCabe and Rasso just colliding with each other. And the referee eventually does stop play.
I mean, do you remember Beyblades?
Yeah.
That reminds me of that.
What a vision.
Yeah.
Wow.
Would you like to explain it for those
I never
at
thought
home?
Beyblades and football would be said in the same sentence.
Well,
but
it seems to be constantly associated with Hayley Rasso, I think.
Catley to McCabe. Crucial final moments in this League Cup semi-final. Ford. McCabe. Couldn't get past Kasparet. Manchester City defender denies the corner. Catley. McCabe, looping ball over. Oh, it's spilled by McKeever. Blackstenius can't seem to get the shot away. Kim Little can't get it on the rebound. How on earth did that not go in? Chaos. Kim Little again.
Oh my goodness, my heart is in my mouth. It's actually like, oh my word. That's an uncomfortable position to be in as a goalkeeper. It could be numerous things. It could just be, you know, lost, I don't know, the control of the gloves. If it's just a bit slippery, take your eye off the ball. Was it one of those that's just too easy? But yeah, wow, Man City dodged the bullet there, and I think Blackstenius will be seeing that tonight in their dreams.
Well, there have been a couple of chances that have fallen Arsenal's way that have very, very nearly broken the deadlock. Will they be ruining those chances? Marner. Arsenal on top at the moment. And can't get past Moritz. Certainly is a tussle between the two, and it will be the yellow card for Lauren Hemp.
Again, I think there will be elements of frustration from tonight kind of creeping in. Both teams wanting to get the better of each other, both players wanting to get the better of each other, probably realizing that things probably haven't fallen for them respectively. But that's something you don't really see from Lauren Hemp that much, is it? So she's got a feisty side.
Two minutes to go. Marnham with the delivery. An injury to Greenwood. Stop play immediately.
Oh, and it looked like it was one of Man City's players as well that made contact. Could it have been Haskell or Wabi?
One of the two, but Manchester City have had to deal with a bit of relentless pressure coming from Arsenal, chance after chance. Really good chances of that too. But time is running out, and we look to be heading towards extra time, which I suppose is testament to just how tight this game has been between the two sides. But the chances that Arsenal have had, they will be coming away from this scratching their heads as to how they've not led.
Yeah, I mean, Sandy McKeever's come away with a few big saves tonight that I think have arguably have allowed Man City to kind of stay in this game tonight. And yeah, you know, if that early opportunity from Weinroder have gone in early, I think that this game would have been completely different tonight. But still a lot of things I'm seeing from both sides that I'm not used to seeing as much in terms of unusual mistakes or slightly different decisions. But you know, Man City are sitting a lot deeper than what I'm used to seeing. They're sitting quite a relatively low block, and they have kind of been in a medium block for a majority of the evening.
Mr. Catley. McCabe. Beattie. Moritz through to Marnham. Corner to Arsenal. Frida Marnum will take. Headed on by Blackstenius and into the hands of McKeever.
Again, I'm just thinking, you know, is one of those things where it's just really good positioning from McKeever and just not really had to be stretched that much from set pieces, or is that just kind of that lack of quality a little bit that we're used to seeing from Arsenal? So again, loads of opportunities in the second half, but unfortunately no capitalization on those chances.
So that is it for the full 90. Neither side able to break the deadlock. The full-time score after the 90 minutes is 0-0. We are going the distance all the way to extra time, it will be. So both teams will have a couple of minutes just to reset and recover. What are you expecting from this next half hour, Karen? Because it certainly has upped the tempo a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, you know, I think, to be honest, that's what I really want to see. If I'm looking at this as a neutral, I just want to see these teams just go for it. You know, I think we've come this far, and there have been, again, ebbs and flows of energy and momentum and quality, and I think what we really want to see is some of this action that we've seen here in the second half. I mean, that opportunity there, I mean, how that didn't go in, I don't know, but yeah, Arsenal has certainly been knocking on the door.
Well, they certainly were, and that was only moments after Lina Hurtig came on as a substitute right in front of goal. Saw her shot rattle off the crossbar. And it really was chance after chance for Arsenal. That really should have gone in.
Yeah, I just don't know how it hasn't. I mean, she's got the better of both Kasparai and Greenwood in terms of her positioning. She's just sitting quite pleasantly in between the two and just maybe try to just overplay it, flick it.
And again, you can hear the screams from the crowd after that opportunity. Stina Blackstenius, after McKeever spilled it.
The aspiration, I mean, the exasperation, I should say, from the Arsenal supporters, I think says it all. But I have to say, if I'm looking at that closely from the goalkeeper's perspective, you're looking at the approach and the foot that Sandy McKeever takes off on, kind of squares her shoulders, doesn't allow her to rotate as the ball moves. So you can move her feet a little bit better to travel with the cross and take that a bit more cleanly. But ultimately, sometimes it's one of those that just, it's so easy that you almost stop concentrating, or you kind of, your mind goes into what you're going to do with the ball next, and that could have been really, really dangerous.
So, another half hour to go. And then penalties if needed to decide who will be going through to the final. So final words of encouragement have been put forward by the two managers. Lina Hurtig with two great chances for Arsenal in that second half, not taken. Arsenal ready to get this first half of extra time underway. And away we go again. Well, it was certainly Arsenal who ended that second half the better. They were putting the pressure on Manchester City. Half an hour to go. How do you pace yourself in extra time when you've basically gone all out for the full 90 right at the end, trying to get that goal over the line? Haven't been able to do it. Now you've got to play another half hour.
Yeah, I think as a goalkeeper, pacing yourself was never really an issue. It was always kind of concentration more than anything else. I think you had to kind of, right, you know, like, how can we solve these problems is what I'd like to think that these players will be thinking. recognizing where the spaces are there patterns that are appearing? If something does go well, how can you continue to exploit it? And I just questioning kind of if we're looking at it that way at the minute.
Here's Hempt. Tends to get away from Moritz. And took on the shirt there from Moritz. Card as well for the Arsenal substitute. Here's Hempt.
That was a lovely ball out to Lauren Hempt from Steph Horton, but again, that run just didn't come from Dana Castellanos, and you can see, I think, the frustration in Lauren Hempt. But Alex Greenwood, I think, got away with that one. Slow pressure coming on from Blackstenius. She managed to take an extra touch and just get it across to Steph.
Here come Arsenal. Lena Hurtig plays it across to Blackstenius. And it's bundled in. There is the moment of magic that Arsenal were craving. They take the lead in this semi-final.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate dispossession there, and I think Monum capitalizes. It's a good overlapping run from Lena Hurtig and a pretty straightforward finish, I think, for Blackstenius. And I think it even gets a touch on Owabi on the way in.
It does. I think that might go down. The touch was off Wahabi, but Blackstenius was there. Right place, right time for Arsenal.
I mean, look, it felt like it was coming. And I think, yeah, it's frustrating from a Man City standpoint, because I think these opportunities to be clinical in your possession and in the good habits just have come and gone.
Now Manchester City coming forward. Rasso taken away there by Catley.
But that's a great reaction from Hayley Rasso. I think sometimes in games like this, when you do go down, it kind of puts an extra little fire in your belly, doesn't it? So hopefully we'll see another response, maybe a few more goals.
Marin, away by Raffaelli. Gower. Moritz. Ford. There's Hempt. A little bit of footwork, weaving away inside. Angeldal. Brasso. Castellanos. Manchester City need a response. Gasparet. Here by Raffaelli. Horton. To Rasso again. Strong run, pushed away by D'Angelo. Only as far as Angeldal. Wahhabi into Bunny Shaw, tries to dance her way through. Couldn't get past the Arsenal defence.
Two lovely balls from Steph Horton, one out to the right and one out to the left. And again, that's where that space is, and that's where where Man City seems to be getting the opportunities to get in on target. A lovely, lovely opportunity there for Manchester City. It's a great little take. Threatens a touchline, threatens a near post space, and forces a save from D'Angelo. And that's what you want to see in a game of this nature, a semi-final in a League Cup. I think you just want to see both teams go for it.
Well, players just stopped because McCabe was getting some treatment. We expected the goal to be coming from Arsenal, especially the way that they finished that second half. Will that have just given Manchester City a little bit of a push now?
I think so. I think it often seems that way with Man City. I think when they go a goal down, it kind of inspires them to kind of, I don't know, get back to basics, continue to do the things that are working, like really, really actively try to solve those problems. And I think immediately you could see, you know, the addition of that experience in the likes of Steph Horton trying to drop in those balls into the channel. I think Hayley Rasso has been a fantastic addition to this game so far. You know, although it's only been recent, she's attacking at pace. She looks like she's going to be dangerous every time she goes forward.
Wahhabi. Hemp. Sagawa. Gaspare through to Wahhabi. Castellanos. Greenwood. Picked out Hemp again with the cross. Bunny Shaw leaves it for Castellanos. And into the hands of D'Angelo.
I think D'Angelo is certainly growing in confidence. Like, she's super keen to get on the ball and just absolutely spray it. And that's a big sign of someone that's growing into their team, growing into the game. I have a feeling she might be hard to beat for the rest of the evening.
Breaking up the Manchester City play. So Laura Coombs is on for Manchester City. Signed a 2-year contract extension yesterday, keeping her at Manchester City until 2025. Gaston Gaspare, who was taken off.
I think Laura Coombs has been an exceptional player for Man City this season, and she's so often gone under the radar. But she does all the simple things really, really well. She gets around first and second balls, breaks up play, but she fancies a shot, and she Just got bangers only, you know what I mean?
Asagawa. Anguldal. Mohabi. Greenwood. Hemp. Anguldal. Across to Rasso. Flag was up anyway, but Catley was able to get the clearance.
What I've really enjoyed, I think, from both teams when they've been on top is they've really been throwing numbers forward and then reducing the spaces and kind of making sure that it's really difficult for the opposition to kind of play out and get comfortable and find a transitional pass. So, you know, for the likes of City at the minute, you can see the numbers are getting forward, more attacking minded. They're more willing to take risks, which I think the game needed.
Well, that change that Gareth Taylor's made from taking off Gaspelet on for Laura Coombs, certainly an attack-minded change. He's throwing everything at it.
Yeah, it needs it. I mean, it's a cup game, isn't it? You know, it's one of those one-off games. If you don't go through, you're out. So
Rasso across. Castellanos almost getting there.
Again, that's some intent there from Hayley Rasso. Getting towards the end line, driving it across, and again, looks like it's just behind Castellanos. That's so unfortunate.
Arsenal taking the time with this. Asagawa. Anguldal. Anguldal going all the way through.
What a fantastic save from D'Angelo that was. Absolutely beautiful detail. The hand shape to kind of push that around the bar. I mean the post, sorry. But yeah, again, getting back to the simple things that Man City do well. You know, playing quickly, 1-2 touch, driving with intention, having an opportunity and forcing a save. Probably the best save I've seen from D'Angelo all night.
Greenwood with the corner for Manchester City. Out it goes to Laura Coombs. Picked up by Hemp. Just 1 minute added on in this first half of extra time. Coombs. Anguldal. Hemp. And back in, and it was spotted by D'Angelo.
Again, that's a great take from the goalkeeper, D'Angelo, taking control of the situation coming through traffic. And I think your defense always loves that when you've got a keeper that's confident coming through traffic, especially when you've got someone the likes of Bunny Shaw bearing down on you as well.
Castellanos. That will be that for the first part of extra time. And it was Stina Blackstenius who was able to break the deadlock finally for Arsenal. That magic moment they craved so badly. Can they hold on? Half time of extra time, 1-0. What did you make of that?
What did I make of that? Well, I mean, I'm certainly looking forward to the next 15 minutes. I think obviously Manchester City are definitely going to have to continue to push numbers forward. Arsenal have been very clever about recognizing when to transition and when to sit in that low block. I think you could see they're quite happy to concede the wide spaces. It looks as though they're very, very confident in their goalkeeper, Sabrina D'Angelo, to come and take crosses and kind of dominate her area. So they seem very, very comfortable in their defending at the minute. And, you know, when you do sit in that low block, though, you just entice pressure from the opposition. So I imagine they're probably going to see a lot of balls into the box, looking for the likes of Bunny Shaw, maybe knockdowns first and seconds as well. But you can never count City out, especially when they've got numbers forward in that midfield channel. You know, in terms of like the intricate passing that we're used to seeing. But you can see, you know, moments of frustration have crept in. I think so far in this half, particularly, you know, from the likes of Lauren Hemp, I think that we saw there, the little wrestling match on the touchline. But yeah, I think Arsenal are going to have to be really clever about how they manage these next 15 minutes, about when to go forward, when to stay back, you know, when to concede space, when to go ahead and attack, because I think City will just be waiting for an opportunity to pounce.
Manchester City hoping they can pull something back. Arsenal have the advantage. You know, Cedeval has to make his way off the pitch first. So away we go, second half of extra time. Crucial 15 minutes coming up. Can Arsenal hold on? Can Manchester City respond? Angeldal. Game plan for Arsenal, is it now to sit back, defend, or is it to get another one?
Well, this is exactly what I mean in terms of like some big decisions to make, because I think if you sit off for 15 minutes, you just invite so much pressure, and that necessarily wasn't what they were doing when they were being successful, you know. So I think you have to try and manage those moments. But yeah, it looks as though Jonas Engelvald's side is quite happy to kind of manage whether they're going to sit in a medium to a low block, and if they do get the opportunity to transition, will they take it? But yeah, 15 minutes is a long time to sit in the block.
Beattie with the header away. Castellanos coming back in. Angeldal tried to get there, but Beattie clears it for Arsenal.
But thinking about it, in 2015, I think for England, we sat in a low block the entire tournament, so it could be done.
Well, the 2019 League Cup final between Manchester City and Arsenal went the distance. Actually went all the way to penalties. You were in goal for that one, weren't you, Karen?
Yeah.
Saved a couple of crucial penalties.
Yeah, I enjoyed that day. That was a good day for me.
Rasa. Here's Monum. Hurtig. Stenius.
again, I think the dynamic always changes when you kind of go up in a situation like this, because suddenly you're protecting a lead, you have something to lose, you know, where the opposition doesn't. They can have absolutely nothing to lose, just go and empty the tank tonight.
Here's Blackstenius. Ford, back to Blackstenius. Marnham wants it. Marnham with a direct shot at McKeever, but it was bobbling and straight into the hands.
Again, really good recognition of space from Marnham, but you could see that I think when she was shaping up to take that shot, Lena Hurtig was kind of like, no, like, don't do it.
They'll be tired of seeing each other, Arsenal and Manchester City, come the weekend.
Yeah. No, they will be. It'll be interesting to see how different that matchup will be, actually, you know, off the back of this and how it goes. But there's still time.
McKay. Back to Catley. Wahabi. Greenwood. Wahabi almost being taken off the ball, and Sagawa having to come back to help out. Also almost had it back with Ford. He tried to go forward.
I really like that intensity from Caitlin Ford. I mean, look, we're heading into 110th, 111th minute now, and she's still absolutely zipping around the pitch with such intention and desire to kind of see this game out. And yeah, you've seen that from kickoff, really, I think, today. So I've been really impressed with her.
Greenwood. Here's Hemp. Coombs. Wahabi. Dahl. Morton forward looking for Hasegawa, but it was Kim Little who found it. Rasso and Jen Beattie just colliding with each other. Well, Mary Fowler has come on. Another roll of the dice for Manchester City. Forward change. And it is Philippa Angeldal who made way. 4 goals Mary Fowler scored in the League Cup this season. Here's Ford.
It's a great tackle from Alex Greenwood. Again, showing the touchline, moving her feet, providing a barrier, like just really, really good textbook defending there from Alex Greenwood. But yeah, I'm excited to see what Mary Fowler is going to bring to this side. She's a really young, enthusiastic player that's just going to put herself about and just be disruptive.
Coombs. Back to Greenwood. Holds on and Moritz tries to go forward, but Ford is fouled. They're doing a good job on the Arsenal of frustrating Manchester City in these final moments.
Absolutely. I mean, it's really, really good game management and clever gamesmanship, I think, from Arsenal, and in terms of understanding how to break up momentum, how to kind of, again, be petulant. I think it's something that Arsenal hasn't necessarily had over the course of the years. I feel like this is like a new layer that they've added. You know, I think a lot of the criticism sometimes falls to City for not having that as well, like being willing to stick the tackle in.
Moritz together, cross in, but didn't quite get the power behind it. Beattie. Hemp was fouled.
That's painful, especially when the opposition's wearing studs and just go, oh gosh, does that hurt? Considering it looks that cold, you probably won't feel it until tomorrow anyway.
Hasegawa collects that ball for Manchester City. This is Fowler to Bunny Shaw. Mary Fowler turns and takes a shot. It was blocked on the way through. Castellanos tries to hold on to it for Manchester City. Back out to Fowler. Castellanos. Cross to Rasso, but there's no one there. It was almost testing D'Angelo.
A little concerned about maybe what happened off the ball, though. It looked as though was that Lauren Hemp that went down. I don't know if it was kind of like a hamstring tweak or something, but didn't quite connect with the ball. Looked like she may have overextended a little bit. Hopefully she's okay. Either that or maybe it's a cramp. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I think these added elements all kind of layered together is going to make this weekend's fixture, I think, extra exciting. You know, the added minutes in the legs, the fatigue. Hopefully no one's carrying anything into the weekend, but yeah, there will be a lot on the line.
has walked off, so that is a good sign. Forward, and Castellanos onto when he's short. Fowler. Wahabi back in. Fowler across to Castellanos. Hemp is back in play. And Hurtig tries to travel forward, but Manchester City hold on. Now Greenwood. Wahabi with the cross in, but he's sure almost getting there. And Rasso! But into the hands of D'Angelo.
Oh, that's a great ball in from Wahabi. Just ever so slightly too high for the head of the onrushing Bunny Shaw, but that ever-present threat from Hayley Raso at that back post, it's just unfortunate it just didn't quite get the connection. But yeah, I mean, both teams look shattered, don't they? They look very, very tired.
So the Arsenal fans chanting for their new goalkeeper, Sabrina D'Angelo. Couple of moments of this game. Hemp forward to Coombs, Beattie away for Arsenal. Minutes, added on to the second half in extra time. Castellanos over to Fowler. Hemp. Lauren Hemp with the delivery. Looking for that far post where Hayley Raso was waiting for it.
Oh, agonizing, agonizing. It's just such a... She's got the time on the ball to deliver. Cuts inside on her right foot, which, you know, it's a good delivery from what we're not used to seeing from Lauren Hemp with the ball on her left. But yeah, just, I don't know if Hayley wasn't sure that she was going to be able to get there or not, but she decided to kind of pull out at the last minute. And I think in a situation like this, just go for it. You always got to go for it.
Wahabi. Hemp. Final minute. Hemp tries to get through, but Kim Little stands in her way. Fairly forward, added on by Hurtig. Horton. Added on by Hemp, but couldn't keep it in play.
I think in these moments, sometimes it's really, really difficult to desire, I mean, to implement your desire on the game, and you want to take it by the scruff of the neck, and you try to kind of play quickly and do things that you think the game's asking for, but sometimes, you know, is it one of those situations where you stick to the game plan even though it's slow and kind of deliberate? And, well, I suppose there's your answer.
Well, there goes the full-time whistle, and Arsenal are through to the Conti Cup League Cup final. Arsenal end Manchester City's 16-game unbeaten run. All thanks to Stina Blackstenius' first half and extra time goal. Well, the chances were coming in thick and fast at both ends, but it's Arsenal who got the crucial goal, and they were able to hold on to their lead at the end. The full-time score after extra time, Arsenal 1, Manchester City 0. Well, it certainly was a battle, Karen, and we saw that all the way until the end.
That's right. Yeah, no, there were physical challenges. There were, you know, again, it was like watching a chess game. Both teams just continually trying to counter each other out. And yeah, ultimately, like I said, I think in the first half, at the end of, you know, the game in regular time, that there were just so many opportunities for both sides, and it just felt like it was really, really a missed opportunity for both teams to kind of put more goals in the back of the net to just really secure it early on.
Well, the holders, Manchester City, are out. The record winners, Arsenal, are through. This is the best of the action. And the early opportunity for Laura Wienreuter, minutes into the game, was probably one of the best ones that Arsenal had in that normal 90.
Absolutely.
And Manchester City weren't short of chances themselves either. This one from Chloe Kelly, being grasped comfortably by D'Angelo. Bunny Shaw, who was Manchester City's top goal scorer this season, came close too. Well, this was probably one of the opportunities that Arsenal were left scratching their heads as to how that didn't go in. Lena Hurtig right in front of goal. Only moments after she came on as a substitute. She had another opportunity, couldn't direct her header goalwards. Well, there's moments of anxiety when Makiva had the ball slip through her hands. Stina Blackstenius wasn't able to convert. And this, the opportunity that fell Arsenal's way. That moment of magic they were waiting for, and Stina Blackstenius was able to find it. And you have to say, Karen, after that second half that we'd seen, the end of the second half, it seemed like that goal for Arsenal was coming.
It did feel like the pressure was all on City, and it did just feel like it was going to be a matter of time. And it's unfortunate, you know, who's to know what would have happened if that deflection didn't happen from Uwabi as well.
Manchester City were hoping they could respond straight away with the substitute Hayley Raso, who came in and fired a shot across to D'Angelo. Philip Angeldal also tested the Arsenal goalkeeper.
I certainly thought the substitutions tonight made a massive difference, and just kind of wonder if that could happen a bit sooner.
Well, desperate times right at the end for Manchester City in that long crossover to Hayley Raso, right at the far post. So that is that. Arsenal, the record winners in this competition, through to another final in the Continental Cup. They will face either West Ham or Chelsea, who will face each other in the semi-final tomorrow. The holders, Manchester City, are out. Arsenal win 1-0.